Yo, what's really good? This is June Jones, and I'm back with another video. So, I wanted to bring y'all some game, man. A little free game, you know what I'm saying, about like some of the things I wish I would have known before I got my wholesaler's license / dealer's license, you know what I'm saying? Because I know wholesale and retail is two different things, but I'm a co-op through a retail side. But I just want to talk about the wholesale dealer's license side because a lot of people want to know more about like the wholesaler side, like, because that's the easiest way to get in. So this is what I wish someone would have told me. And one thing I did realize when it comes to the car game, I think with any game, like even when I started detailing it first, you know, nobody really wanted to give me the game in auto detailing as well, like just to get started years ago. And when it comes to the dealerships, them dealers, man, they ain't really sharing game. So you really gotta make sure that you get with somebody that's gonna share some game with you. You know what I'm saying? And someone that ain't gonna be hating and they really just gonna share, they really wanna just share some game with you or whatever. So, you know, so some of the things that I wish I would've, well, some of the things I would've did before I even got my wholesaler's license is I would've went to every single dealership. I would have went to every single dealership, all the small mom and pop dealerships and stuff like that in your city, and try to build a relationship with them. Walk up on a couple of them, you know what I'm saying? Just be like, hey, you know, I got my, I'm a wholesaler in the area. You know, just kind of test the waters and see what kind of, you know, just see what kind of people they are. Because where most wholesalers get caught up in, where they get caught up in, what you could get caught up in at being a wholesaler is without losing too much money. And that's another thing. You're going to lose your ass. So when you first get your license and start, you're going to lose your ass. And if they don't tell, like, they're lying. If someone tell you you ain't going to lose your ass, they're lying. And the chances of you losing your ass is really high. You know what I'm saying? Because one wrong move with one of these cars, say you only got $2,000-$3,000 to start. And you know what I'm saying, you want to try to flip that $2,000-$3,000 with no information, no game. And YouTube really ain't really giving no game. I mean, they showing you a little something, but ain't nobody really giving no real game that can really be beneficial, especially to a wholesaler online. Yeah, go try to find the cars cheaper. Where the hell is you gonna find some cheap ass cars at? It ain't even no cheap cars at the damn dealer auction. So damn sure you ain't gonna get no cheap cars on Facebook, you know what I'm saying, or none of these places. They're gonna be buckets. You can, I mean, be real already, you know what I'm saying? So all of that information, oh, go find cheap cars and, you know, go do this, and that's all a lie, bro. It ain't that easy. It ain't going down like that. You know, you're gonna walk up on some folks, they ain't gonna be jacking you like that. You know what I mean? You're gonna lose your ass. You could lose your ass fast. So, saying all that to say, if you're buying rebuilds, like from Copart and stuff like that, great, good for you. Rebuild them, put them back together. If you finding cars that need a lot of work and you can put them back together, good for you. But for your average Joe Blow that don't got no mechanical anything, and they don't have the relationships with any body shops and different vendors and people that do different things, it's gonna be a long walk in the park for them unless they can buy them wreck. But we're talking about an actual dealer's license, a wholesaler's license, so someone that actually wants to buy cars from the dealership as a wholesaler and sell them to other dealers. That's not gonna work out for you. So to rewind, and so basically the things I wish I would have known is I would have went to every single dealership in my area, the small ones, and build a relationship with them and see how much they'll do the paperwork for you for. That's your best bet, being a wholesaler. That's your best bet. If you really want to make money, go to the dealerships and see how much they gonna charge you to do some paperwork for you. And yes, you're gonna get rejected several times. You're gonna get some dealers like, nope, I don't do that, nope. Then you're gonna get another dealership to be like, oh, well, you know, they gonna 200, 265 a title. Too much money, bruh. That's way too much money. Because that's eating into your profit. So yeah, you could be like, oh, well, you know, some of these cars still got wiggle room, 1,000, 2,000. Okay, so that if you telling me you got wiggle room, that means you found a real good deal, and you either gonna have a lot of money wrapped up in that car, you know what I'm saying, to get started. So that's telling me you got some bands. So we talking at least 10 bands. We talking at least high 6, 7 bands. That's what you got into a car. If you talking about some wiggle room, unless, like I said, unless you bought it from Copart or IAA or some wrecked or NOP at the dealer auction, and you put it back together and you get that type of leverage in them vehicles. Most people ain't gonna have that chance to do that. So if you're a person that only got like, you know, you want to start, you only got like, your average person might only have like 2,000, 3,000 to flip. You know, they might have a little 5K. Cool, that's a good start. But I'm gonna save you thousands, because without this information, you could lose that shit real fast. When I say fast, I mean fast. It'll be gone. You either probably break even or not even break at all. Like, it's a learning curve. Like your first car too, it's a learning curve, and that's what I'm saying. You gotta have a little bread. You gotta have a little bread, you know, to be able to take them hits. You're gonna take some hits. And don't nobody want to give you the paperwork game. Don't nobody really want to help you when it comes to, you know, taking on the titles for you. Why? I don't know. But everybody, me personally, I feel like a title, $100 a title. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I'll do 100, but like 200, 265 and up a title, that's taken in from the small guys. That's what I'm saying, guys. If you only got a couple of $2,000-$3,000 on to flip on a car, and you're paying $265 a title, that's taking a lot of wiggle room. Like, that's money that you could be keeping in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Because some cars, you might say you get a car and you know you got a good deal, but your market ain't really holding like that. You feel me? Like, your market ain't gonna allow you to overcharge the car at 2,000 or try to get that top. The car might not be in this tip-top shape. You know what I mean? The check engine light still might be on. And that's what I'm saying. People buy cars with check engine lights. You know what I'm saying? My Chevy Equinox, it had a check engine light. I got it red. I just kept it up front with the customer, like, hey, check engine light is on, you know what I'm saying, for this. And I told them what the part was. Like, you know, it wasn't really messing with the car, had a road or anything like that. But you know, but you know, it's kind of hard to get that wiggle room in some of these cars, especially when the prices are so high at the dealer auction, man. Like, they're not going for MMR like that. Some cars are, some cars ain't. So that it really comes from the more homework that you can do. But this is stuff that ain't nobody telling you. You're gonna lose your ass, have a lot of money tied up into this whole operation, and you're gonna lose your ass. So the first thing that I would do is I would go to each dealership, mom and pop. Go look for the raggedy ones. Go look for the ones that got buckets. You want to communicate with as many as you can and try to get that fee down. If you can't do that, if you're not successful in that means you cannot sell to retail. Then it's like, oh, then why don't you go get a dealer's license? Yeah, and go get a lot with a sign on the building, with a surety bond, with dealers, with the insurance, which is $2,000 to start and $600-$700 a month every month, on top of your building costs, on top of your surety bond. So that's a bond and your insurance and the building every single month overhead that and we ain't even talking about buying no cars. You ain't even bought a car yet. It's crazy. You ain't even bought a car yet. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So yes, it's way easy to squeeze in on the wholesale side, but even then, it's so many people in your pocket. So I'm gonna give y'all some game to get around that. Like I said, if you can't find a dealership that's willing to work with you at a good rate. Now, $200 might be great to you per title. It's a great start to start, because think, if you only got a couple of dollars to get started on the wholesaler side, get wholesale through. But even then, let me keep it a beam with y'all. If you're a wholesaler in your state, the insurance, whether you're a wholesaler or a dealer, is crazy, because not only do you gotta have a surety bond, you gotta turn around and have that other, I think it's limited limited liability, like 20, I think it's like 25,000 worth down here. But that insurance is a commercial insurance, and what it does is they'll send you quote, you go call around, get quotes. To start that insurance is gonna be like 2 bands. Like they gonna want like $2,000 up front, or $1,700 up front, and then, you know, $600 a month, or, you know, something like that, like every single month. So it might be cheaper, but all I'm saying is, look how much cost is being thrown around and money getting thrown around before we even making cars, before we even selling any cars and making any money on a higher level. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm telling you I only got $3,000 to start, and I want to get into the dealership game, and I want to get into the wholesaler side, how are you gonna start? The insurance alone is gonna eat you ain't, by the time you're done, you're not gonna have no money to buy a car. You're not going to no auction and get no, if you're getting a running and driving car for $700-800, it's gonna be a real in-op, and it's gonna be a bucket, or O2 raggedy bucket. You need at least, from what I seen, like, whether it's Atlanta and Atlanta's high, you ain't really gonna get a good running car to about 4,000 over there. Texas and all the South and a couple of other areas, at least 1,800, and then dock another 300 on top of that with auction fees. So if the car is 2,100, they're gonna add their $260 on top of that 2,100, and that's what you're gonna end up paying. You see what I'm saying? So to go around all that, so either way it go, you might need a little bread to get going, but it's co-op opportunities and stuff as well. So I'm gonna get into that. You know, so you don't have to have a dealership. Even with a wholesale, even on the wholesale side, you don't need no dealership. You don't really need no dealership. But the whole thing is like a big learning curve that never stop learning. And some of the main points about the whole game, YouTube ain't even talking about it. You think going to the auction is like the main thing. It is, but that ain't even it. That ain't even it. Because what if you don't know the paperwork side? What if you're dealing with like major paperwork issues in your area? They don't talk about you get a title from the auction, it's full, and what if in your area, when the title's full, you gotta send off to get another title, you know? Like it just starts to be more headache, and it's just a big headache, man. It could be a real big headache, because, and even on the co-op side, because you're really using someone else's dealership license in a different state, which is, to me, better than being licensed dealer out of your state. You won't have to take on that insurance. You won't have to take on none of that. You won't have to take on the surety bond. You won't have to take on the insurance. So I am a licensed wholesaler. I am a LLC. It's mine. I own that company. I am also licensed out the state of Alabama as well. Which is a beautiful thing, you know what I'm saying? So I got like 2 licenses. So not only can I wholesale, but I'm also retail, and that's what I'm saying. It took a lot of money to get here, but we're here. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot of not only money, but just fuck ups. You know what I'm saying? And hassles and fuck ups. And if someone just would have told you this, then you could have did that. So before you even get, and then I'll give y'all some more game. Not only can you sign up for these auctions without having a dealer's license, see, nobody telling you that. You could sign up for most of these auctions, Manheim, some of them auctions in your area, some of the local auctions in your area, dealer only auctions without a license, and you can see their cars. You'll be able to see the cars. And by what I mean to that, you'll be able to see the prices. You can see the cars. You can get more of a feel for your area before you start, man. That's the whole thing, like getting more of a feel of like your area. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, being able to feel it out. You know what I'm saying? So go to some mom and pop dealers. See, you know, just kind of talk. You ain't, whether you have your license or you don't, go and just act like you got your license and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm a local wholesaler, you know, I just wanted to, you know, just kind of talk to them a little bit and just shoot around, and then just kind of be direct. And that's what I noticed after I got shot down. Then by then I got mad. So the next few, I already knew what not to say to this dealer versus what to say to the other dealer. You're gonna have to fill it out. So you're gonna have to take a couple of L's, be fine with that. But you're only taking the L's just to know what not to say to a dealer and be able to. Then some dealers you could kind of walk up on and kind of feel, you could kind of, you know what I mean? You could kind of feel them, feel that they'll rock with you or whatever. That, I wish I would have known that before I got my license, because then that would have helped me. That would have helped me. I would have been like 10 steps ahead and knew what I was really getting into. It's one thing to up all this cash and then you don't even know what you're getting into. And then YouTube is only telling you, oh yeah, go find cheap cars and go around the credit unions. It don't work like that. Credit unions ain't fooling with you. Big dealerships, they can't even sell outside of the auction. So their trade-ins, they're not letting you just up the CEO of that dealership is not letting the used car managers just up used cars like that. Not trade-ins. Guess what? They're sending them to the auction, because most of these auctions got consignment. They're consigned to them. So they probably got some type of paperwork in the background to where they got to send all they, you know, it's something. They probably eating the dealer fees for them on the back end. But that's how dealerships make their money off their trade-ins, sending them to the auction, because they're going to get top dollar for them, and not trying to deal with a wholesaler on the outside that's trying to, you know, haggle them or whatever. And to be honest, when I pulled up on that one dealer, the prices didn't make sense anyway. Because when you go to the auction and you see what some of these cars is going for, it don't even make sense. I can't give you that for that. Because guess what? If I give you that for that, I'm going to be too far into the car. And that's another thing. You could be so far deep into these cars to where you either going to break even or lose your ass. It's kind of like, ain't no ways around it. Or you're going to be sitting on that motherfucker until another year. Who wants to babysit the cars? You're trying to get in to flip cars. So if you can make that quick 300, 500, you know, 600, 1,000, just real quick, and just keep trying to turn, especially when you're not a big dealership and got a, you know, $50,000 floor plan, $100,000 floor plan, and none of your real money is wrapped up into these cars. But if you're just a regular person like majority of us, and we want to make some money and make a living off of flipping cars as a dealer through the, you know, wholesale dealer, and not so much relying on Facebook Marketplace and walking people down, I ain't never really had no success in that. Not in my area. The cars is already too high, and it's like, I'm not doing that. I'll just go to the dealer's auction and, you know, have a better chance, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So do that, and then I'm co-op through another company. And if you want to know how you could get your retail dealer license and be able to do what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, drop your email below, you know what I'm saying, and I can email you the information, who I communicated with, you know what I'm saying, and who's my secretary for me and who helped me, you know. So I can sell in all 50 states, you know what I'm saying. I can buy from any auction, all 50 states, you know what I'm saying. So I just wanted to drop that little bit of game, you know what I'm saying. As a wholesaler, trying to get your wholesaler's license, that alone, you going around and trying to build a relationship with some of them dealers, that alone will help you. That'll take you, because then say you found that dealer and like, oh, you know, yeah, I'll flip a title for you, 100, 150. Okay, I could kind of work. At least you could get in and kind of get going. Because other than that, you're going to have to up at least to get going. Like if you get licensed, and that's another thing, you could co-op wholesale license as well. All you got to do is go to Google and look it up. You know, try to find a company that works for you, that can do business with you in your state. That's how originally I got in on the wholesaler side. But you know, having a wholesaler's license is cool. It is cool that you get to enter in the auction and you get but the wiggle room in there is crazy. You really gotta buy wrecked cars, put them back together, or totally blown transmissions, putting them, you know, throwing a new tranny in. Like, you're the one that needs to be the supplier, so you need to go and scout a lot of these cars that's having issues, and you be the one that running back through, you know, blah, blah, blah. So I just wanted to just drop a little bit of game. I'm gonna come back with some more, but that was heavy on me. And I'm like, man, I wish somebody would have just told me something so small like that. Any of it is really like, you're gonna lose your ass. The chances of you losing your ass is high. Cause all it takes is one wrong car, and then your ass is gone. Say you sight on it. Let's get, like, the bidding side, that's another thing. The bidding side, like, really checking out the cards, man. Now, can you buy sight unseen? Yes. But if you only got $2,000, bro, I don't recommend it, bro. If you can't lose that $3,000, I wouldn't do it, bro. If it ain't a green light, I really wouldn't do it. Unless you touched that car, you felt that car, you started that car, and you like, okay, you know, I seen it, I checked the engine code on it, I know this car, like, I feel like I need it. That's the ones, like, really just doing your homework, you know, on some of the cars, you know, like really biting down. But I don't want to just keep rambling. I just wanted to get a little bit of that to y'all. I'm actually just I will be back. I'm actually pulled up to an auction, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what's going in on the but I just wanted to bring y'all that straight up. This is John Jones. See you on the next one.